Today, we're taking a look at the Tuni E2 espresso machine and G1 coffee grinder. At first glance, it might look similar to other entry-level machines, but its performance really surprised me. It has dual heating blocks and a 58mm portafilter. And the best part is it's priced at around $200. Paired with Tuni's G1 coffee grinder, this affordable combo might be the perfect starter setup for making espresso at home. As usual, let's begin with the unboxing. The packaging is neat and well organized. Right on top, there's a 58mm spouted portafilter with a 3-tab design. This portafilter is nice and heavy, weighing around 520 grams. Next, there's a 350ml milk pitcher with clear measurement markings. It's always great when a machine includes a pitcher, so you don't have to buy one separately. After that, you'll find a really good-looking tamper with a solid stainless steel base and a wooden handle. Most machines at this price come with a plastic tamper, so this is a pleasant upgrade. They also provide a small bag containing a 2-hole steam tip. The machine comes with a 1-hole tip already attached, so you can switch them out depending on which works better for you. There's also a single basket, plus the standard plastic scoop and tamper. Overall, for a machine costing about $200, these accessories are quite generous. The Tuni E2 is very compact, about the same size as other entry-level machines I've tested before. It does feel heavier than I expected. Interestingly, the outer shell shares some parts with the Wirsch machine I reviewed in the past, which is something I've noticed with other brands as well. This probably helps new brands keep their costs down. Even though it looks similar on the outside, this machine's actual features are much stronger. Most of these machines use a 51mm brew head, but the E2 has a larger 58mm design. The basket can hold 18 to 19 grams of coffee, while the others typically hold about 15 to 16 grams. Some machines only come with a pressurized basket, but the E2 includes non-pressurized baskets, so you can make more authentic espresso. Plus, the E2 has dual thermoblocks, while most others in this range only have one heating element. So, overall, the Tuni E2 is definitely more capable in terms of performance. It has a metal exterior, and the group head is also made of metal, which is great news for anyone concerned about plastic parts. The drip tray slides out easily for cleaning. It's not large, but it has a flow indicator to let you know when it's full. The water tank holds about 44 ounces of water, which is pretty standard. On the front panel, there's a pressure gauge. It doesn't show specific numbers, but it gives you a rough idea of the extraction pressure, which is helpful for dialing in your shots. The E2 comes with a fairly hefty steam wand, about 10mm thick, which is beefier than many in this price range. One nice touch is the base of the machine, which has suction cups to keep it stable on the countertop. However, you'll probably still need to hold the machine in place when locking in the portafilter. Overall, it's a practical, no-fuss machine that packs a lot of features for its size and price. Moving on to the controls and settings. There are 4 touch-sensitive buttons on the front. One for power, one preset auto shot button, one manual shot button, and one steam button. When you tap the power button, the lights flash, and the machine takes around 2 minutes to heat up. That's not the fastest, but it's pretty reasonable given it has 2 heating blocks. You can set the preset shot time. You can also pull your shots manually by starting and stopping whenever you like. This machine has dual heating blocks, one for brewing and one for steaming. What's important to know is that once you press the steam button, steam comes out right away. There's no steam mode delay, so be careful not to get burned. It also has PID temperature control, though you can't set an exact brewing temperature. If you hold down the steam button, you can pick from 3 temperature levels, low, medium, or high, using the 3 remaining buttons. There's also a built-in 5-second pre-infusion, which helps wet the coffee puck before extraction and can reduce channeling. You can't adjust how long it pre-infuses, but it does help stabilize the shot. Overall, the E2 is very straightforward. It has just enough features to let you explore espresso without being overly complicated, so it's a great option for beginners. Hiding inside its compact body is a single-pump, dual heating block design, something you rarely see on budget-friendly machines. Typically, machines in this price range only have one boiler or one thermoblock. After you pull your shot, you'd usually need to wait for the machine to switch to steam mode, which can take anywhere from 30 seconds to over a minute. But with the E2, it's different. Water travels through the brewing heating block first. Then, at a T-joint, one line goes to the steam heating block, while the other goes to the group head and the pressure gauge. By the time you've finished brewing your espresso, the steam is already good to go. No awkward waiting around, tapping your foot, and watching the temperature climb. It's all about efficiency, saving you time when you're eager to make that latte or cappuccino. I'm pairing the Tuni E2 with the Tuni G1 grinder. It's priced similar to a hand grinder, but in my testing, it's perfectly capable of handling espresso grinding. It's also compact, comes with a dosing funnel, a dosing cup, and even a portafilter holder, which is a nice touch. The G1 grinder has a 40mm conical burr set, and it's super easy to access. It offers 48 grind settings, so you're covered whether you're grinding for espresso or something coarser like filtered coffee. You can grind by cups, which I think is designed more for filtered coffee, or grind by time with half-second increments, which is great for dialing in espresso. One thing I really love about the G1 is the built-in portafilter holder and the minimal static buildup. The grounds flow out smoothly without fine dust flying around, and if you don't want to use the holder, you can easily remove it and grind directly into the dosing cup instead. The E2 and G1 match perfectly in color, and they fit nicely on the countertop since they're about the same size. It's a clean, compact setup that works really well together. A few days ago, I posted a separate video showing how I dialed in this setup step by step to find the right grind size. If you want more details on that process, please check it out. Let's pull a shot to see how it performs. I used 18 grams of beans and set the grinder to setting 4. Since the portafilter on the E2 is 58mm, you've got a ton of options when it comes to puck prep tools. I use a set from MHW 3 Bomber, and it fits perfectly. Now that I've dialed in my grind, let's see how the extraction looks. There's about a 5-second pre-infusion, and then a nice golden stream of espresso flows at a steady pace. The pressure gradually climbs into the red zone, which is the optimal range. I've got about 36 grams of espresso in about 34 seconds, but this machine doesn't have a 3-way solenoid valve. It won't stop dripping instantly, so you need to stop the shot a little early to compensate. I didn't this time, so it ended up with 40 grams. I've pulled a lot of shots with the E2, and it consistently delivers stable results. It's reliable, and once you get your grind and timing dialed in, it's pretty hard to mess up. This machine also has an OPV inside. That's an overpressure valve, in case you're wondering. I'm not sure what the factory set peak pressure is, but even though the pump is rated at 20 bars, the extraction pressure doesn't actually get that high. If I roughly divide this pressure gauge into equal parts, it looks like the highest point of the red zone is around 10 bars. To test it, I tried pulling a shot using super fine powder that almost choked the machine. Even then, the pressure gauge didn't go beyond the red zone. That tells me the OPV is doing its job. It's there to make sure the pressure doesn't get too high and keeps things under control. So, even if you mess up the grind a little, the machine's got your back. Now let's check out the steaming performance. First, let's pull an espresso shot. While that's happening, grab the milk jug and fill it with cold milk. I usually go up to the 150 milliliter line because this jug isn't huge. If it's too full, the milk will spill out while steaming. Always start with cold milk. It gives you more time to work with it before it gets too hot. After pulling the shot, you can start steaming right away without waiting. Finding the right angle is super simple. Just insert the wand into the milk jug from the spout and tilt it to about the 3 o'clock position. Here's the trick. Start by keeping the tip of the wand just above the surface of the milk. This lets you inject air into it, and you'll see the milk rise. I usually stop when it hits the 200 milliliter line. Then, lower the wand deeper into the milk to create that smooth whirlpool motion. Keep that vortex going until the jug gets too hot to touch. That's when you know it's done. The whole process takes about 40 to 50 seconds, so it's pretty quick. This steam wand doesn't have an anti-burn feature, so don't touch it. Once you're done, give it a quick wipe with a damp towel to keep it clean. Check out this milk froth. It's shiny, smooth, and flows perfectly. No big bubbles here, just that creamy texture you want for a great latte. I'll be honest, I'm not very good at pouring latte art, but this machine makes it really easy to practice. And here's the best part. Because it has a dual heating system, you can brew your espresso and steam your milk back to back without any long waits in between. So is the Tuni E2 worth it? If you're looking for an espresso machine that goes beyond the basics, this is a very strong option. If you add the G1 grinder, you've got an affordable home espresso setup that performs surprisingly well. If you have any questions or want to share your own experience with the Tuni E2, feel free to drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.